And Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, issue number 2, is written by Ryan Parrott, with illustrations by Dan Mora, colors by Raul Angulo, and letters by Ed Dukeshire. And this issue begins with the villains congregating inside the Technodrome, where it's revealed that they are working for Rita Repulsa. Rita in this time is angry that her henchmen failed to capture any turtles or rangers, but nonetheless will proceed with her plan. Back in New York, the turtles and rangers discuss Casey's betrayal, of which the assumption is that he's under a spell like Tommy, and if they can locate the enchanted artifact, the spell will be broken. We then catch up with Casey Jones, where we discover he and Rita are also working with Krang, that Dimension X had its own team of Power Rangers, of which Krang and his kind destroyed them, and Casey's Morpher is the last functional one. Rita then enters, pleased with Casey's loyalty, but also curious as to the location of the Shredder, of which Krang says he'll worry about him. There's then a brief page where Zordon and Splinter discuss the life that they have given to the Rangers and Turtles, in which Zordon is wondering if he made the right choice, and Splinter responding that there is no life more honorable than theirs, of which both also agree that they wish the Rangers and Turtles could also just be kids. During this time, April is being shown around by Bulk and Skull when a portal opens up with Rita stepping through along with the many villains who had disappeared. April contacts the Rangers and Turtles, in which they institute shadow morphing, which allows the Turtles to tap into the Rangers' power for about 26 minutes. However, this battle is a diversion as Scorpino, Ranger X, and Bebop break into the command center, of which they are greeted by Jason, Tommy, and Raphael. Raph, of course, takes this opportunity to destroy Casey's hockey stick, which reveals that Casey is in fact not under mind control. The battle then spills into the main chamber as Alpha 5 contacts the other Rangers, but it's too late. Bebop aims his blaster at Zordon, but is stopped by none other than the Shredder, who says he can't allow the invasion to continue at all. And woo! That's what I'm talking about. Oh man. Alright, so there's definitely a lot to break down in this issue, so let's go. First off, Casey is not actually under mind control. I mean, judging from how the first issue went until now, I would have thought that he would have been under mind control and it would have been a similar situation to Tommy. Of course, that answer is a little too simple, but still, I was kind of thinking that's where it was maybe going to go. So now the question is, what did Rita or Krang actually offer to Casey Jones to get him to switch sides? I mean, just given the fact he's, had such a close relationship with the Turtles, I mean, Raphael is more or less the guy's best friend, and after Raph just breaks the hockey sticks and we expect, Casey Jones to kind of just snap back to reality, but instead just turns around and attacks him again, it's a lot, to deal with on Raphael's part, because now it's like, holy crap, our best friend really did betray us. And even just the way Casey was talking to him just moments prior to that, saying, all of these really terrible things, calling him, Raphael a freak and stuff, that had to really hit Raph home. So then, of course, other questions drum up of, is it actually Casey Jones within his own body? Because, we have characters in this book kind of acting out of sorts, I mean, not just Casey Jones siding with the bad guys, but even the Shredder popping up at the end of this issue and is just like, yep, I cannot allow this invasion to continue at all. Like, he's going to protect Zordon, looks like he's going to fight with the Rangers and the Turtles just to make sure Rita and Krang do not achieve their objective. So is this a case where, I don't know, Shredder and Casey Jones may have switched bodies? Probably not. I'm sure there's more at play here, because Casey even did tell Raph that soon everything is going to make sense. So I'm also kind of wondering, is Casey Jones kind of going with it up to a certain point, and then there's going to be, that big old switcheroo at the end. Either way, I can't wait to see how this particular plot point is wrapped up. Next, we also have, the whole thing with Casey Jones Morpher actually coming from Dimension X. Dimension X had their own team of Power Rangers at one point until Krang and, his species apparently wiped them out, destroyed them, because it's like, they were attacking Dimension X, and there's Power Rangers, so of course they're going to fight back. But as it stands right now, Casey Jones's Morpher is the last one that works. So whatever happened, like the Morphin grid, I guess, got cut from, the other Morphers, so they cannot be used. So now I'm wondering if at some point in the story, like, the Morphers are once again going to get charged up again with that Morphin grid energy. And, if the Turtles are going to abandon the whole shadow morphing thing and are going to actually become the new Dimension X Power Rangers, which gave rise to easily the funniest joke in the issue, in that it's, oh, we have to defeat our enemies within the span of a cartoon episode. I see what you did there, and I love it. Oh, and Dimension X Power Rangers? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna need an OGN on the origin of these guys ASAP. And one interaction I particularly liked as far as characters go was that between Splinter and Zordon, because, these two are the, figureheads of their teams. They're the ones that come out with, like, the words of wisdom to guide, the Turtles and the Rangers into making, the right decisions. And in the scene where Splinter and Zordon are playing chess, I love the dialogue that's going on between these two, where Zordon's sort of seated from a position of, did I make the right call by picking these kids? Which is one thing I've been loving about Zordon's character in the Boom Studio Power Rangers comic books, because, before in the TV show, again, he was that wise sage who just had all the right answers. But here, he kind of doubts himself. He wonders if he made the right call, because he just put a bunch of kids at the front of an intergalactic war. So in a very interesting way, Zordon is kind of also recognizing Splinter's own wisdom and is seemingly in a way seeking his counsel. What are his thoughts? And Splinter does hit him back, saying, yeah, it's terrible that, basically our kids have to fight these big, incredible battles, but they're the only ones that can. And effectively, there is no greater honor than the lives that they live. And one other tidbit of dialogue that I really enjoyed in this book was that between April O'Neil and Kimberly, because both are in the traditional Pink Ranger suit. However, it was drawn to, Kimberly's attention that April does not have a skirt. And that got me wondering, so I went and I looked back at one of my older issues of the first Power Rangers TMNT crossover, and I get to the morphing sequence, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, she didn't have a skirt, did she? It's something I didn't even realize until they brought it up. And of course, that also brought into mind Power Rangers Dino Fury Season 1, Episode 4, the first time Izzy and Javi morph into the Green and Black Rangers respectively, and Izzy at first has a skirt, but then she rips it off. So it seems, in certain instances, whoever is in control of the power does kind of have some control over how their uniform forms. And once again on the art, Dan Mora comes through in epic fashion, as every page, every panel I thought was, laid out great. The art inside all of the panels was fantastic. I mean, I just love the way Dan Mora does Power Rangers. Ryan Parrott and Dan Mora on Power Rangers is like, that's the dream team right there. These two go together like Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. And one panel that I just absolutely love, because it may have actually been my favorite panel in this book, besides the Shredder reveal, which was just awesome, by the way. The way the colors mixed, and it's awesome. I just love the way the Shredder looks. But the scene where Casey Jones hits Raph's helmet, and Raph has that, partial break at the eye, so you can just see the eye on the helmet. I don't know why it always looks cool when it happens with Power Rangers, but it does, and it looks cool here. Because in the moment that happened, you could just see in Raph's eyes, like, he's just like, okay, I'm done playing. And that's followed up by the scene where, he's breaking the hockey stick. There's just so much emotion and intensity within one single panel. And overall, it's an engaging story, fun moments, and if you are a Power Rangers fan, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, if you love the first one, I think you're going to have a lot of fun here. And with that, I'm going to score Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, issue number 2, a 9.5. out of 10. So Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, issue number 2. What did you think about this book if you read it? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with some friends, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and ring that notification bell for more comic book content. And if you're wondering what to watch next, consider one of these 2 videos. Alright, take care, have a great day, and as always, stay geeky.